Hey guys, it's Ch.5. Welcome back to the last chapter of Lyra's confession. Now, I already said this, right? Lyra doesn't approve of him actually loving her back, which is kind of sad. But that happened, but she doesn't believe it's happening. That's what I'm getting from just skimming over the first couple paragraphs. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Chapter 5, The Return. What has taken Lyra so long? She should have been back last night, Bonbon thought to herself as she fiddled with the candy wrapper in her hose. She had just Wait, what? Okay. Instagram, fuck you. Okay, Bonbon thought to herself as she fiddled with the candy wrapper in her hooves. She had just finished making a fresh batch of bonbons for a candy shop in town and needed to wrap each one individually, which was always a pain for the Earth Pony. It wasn't that she couldn't do it, it just took a while. If only Lyra was here to help with that lovely magic of hers. God damn it, Bonbon. That's the only reason why you remember Bonbon. Words. That did not make sense. That's the only reason why you remembered Lyra, is because you need help. Fuck you. Bonbon let out a heavy sigh, dropping the candy wrapper back on the countertop that she used as a workspace. She rubbed the sleep from her eyes before laying her head on the cold countertop surface, facing all the candies she still needed to wrap. The mayor was exhausted from staying up all night, worrying about her friend, who was supposed to be home after she got rejected from that human. Something just wasn't right about all this. It shouldn't have taken this long. Well, maybe she had a wonderful night, This is like the possibility that you completely blocked out and didn't want to happen, you fucking jerkbag. I want Wolf's tea bags just to throw at you. I want Wolf's tea bags to just throw at Bonbon. Or have pony spoons to throw at Bonbon as well. No one's gonna get those. So yeah, something just wasn't right about all this. It shouldn't have taken this long, she says. What if he did more than just reject her? What if he hurt her? What if he cooked her up and ate her? Bonbon, what? Like, he's a human being. He's not a fucking witch. He's not a witch or anything. Like, what? He's not a warlock or whatever. What are male witches again? I think it's warlock, but I'm not sure. Bonbon jerked her head up in a panic as her thoughts drifted from one extreme scenario to the next. What if that human monster locked Lyra in his basement and started to do unimaginable things to the poor defenseless unicorn? Are you kidding me? They're best friends. Bonbon, they're best fucking friends. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh no, Lyra! I should have gone with her to make sure he didn't do anything terrible. I have to go find her. I have to save her from that monster, she shouted, pushing herself off the counter and galloping out of the kitchen. But how can I save her? You don't need any saving. What the fuck are you doing? Bonbon, you're gonna have to accept this. Also, oh god damn it, man. Okay, get back to Discord in a minute. Bonbon came to a screeching halt just a few feet from her front door, contemplating more about how she could even manage a rescue operation like this. For all she knew, the human could have some kind of mind control magic, though it would explain why Lyra was always so infatuated with him, and everybody else had the right mind to keep their distance. What? Bonbon's going way too much into this now. She would have to act fast. Maybe if she kicked in his horn fast enough, she could wait. Does he have a horn? Maybe he hides it under all those clothes he wears. Are you kidding? Bonbon, what the fuck is wrong with you right now? Why? Like, I know you are freaked out by him, but why you gotta be so fucking stupid right now? Come on, Bonbon, think, she shouted herself, furrowing her brow in deep thought, trying to remember everything she knew about the human. He had to have some kind of weakness, but she knew next to nothing about him. The only thing she could recall was Lyra saying how amazing he was. That's all she would ever say about him. She would always go on and on about how he was so wonderful and perfect and handsome. She scrunched up her muzzle in disgust at that last thought. Hey, fuck you, Bonbon. Bonbon sighed in defeat. Nothing useful was coming to her mind. She was in the dark about the human and couldn't just blindly attack the creature. Help would be needed for this mission, but who could help? Perhaps Princess Twilight? Yeah, Twilight could help. She could loan her a few hundred guards to apprehend the human. It was a solid plan. Why? I'm pretty sure Twilight will just give guards straight away because she herself doesn't even have guards at her castle, unless they switch that up now. I don't know. Fucking season 8, season 7, still haven't finished those. It was a solid plan, she says. Don't worry, Lyra, your Bonnie is coming to save you. She mentally cheered, getting herself ready to bound out the door, but before she could spring into action, a golden glow started to appear around the door handle in front of her. The mirror froze as her eyes shot open, watching the door slowly swing open, revealing an exhausted-looking green unicorn. Lyra! Bonbon called out in a shaky voice, not expecting to see her friend return ever again. Hey, Bon! Oof! The unicorn was interrupted by the heavy earth pony's body slamming into her, taking her into an extremely tight bear hug. Lyra was in pain as she bucked her back legs to brace herself for the impact. Careful, Bonnie. My back end is still a little sore, Lyra groaned, returning her friend's embrace, wrapping her foreleg around her neck. Bonbon pushed out of the hug, holding Lyra out in front of her with her hooves. She stared into the unicorn's bright golden eyes with an expression of deep concern and sorrow. Lyra, what happened to you? I was about to get Princess Twilight to come help rescue you. I was so worried. Are you hurt? Oh, sweet Celestia, I should have gone with you. I'm so sorry. She cried in a panic as tears started to accumulate in her eyes. Oh... I'm hurting alright. I'm hurting in the best way possible. Lyra responded in a dreamy daze, unaware of the extent of her friend's hysteria. What? Lyra, what did that monster do to you? She cried, trying to hold back tears. She needed to be strong. She needed to be strong for her friend. She couldn't lose it now, not when her friend needed her the most. Everything, Lyra said. Oh shit. Everything, Lyra said softly, rolling her eyes up, slightly recalling all the events the previous night entailed. Bonbon gave her an extremely puzzled look. Lyra, you're not making any sense. Please tell me what happened. She begged, blinking away the tears from her eyes. Oh, Bonnie, you wouldn't believe it, Lyra shouted happily, coming back down to earth. She looked back at her friend with a bright smile that only confused the earth pony more. Bonbon doesn't get it. She had the best night of her life that day. I'm gonna laugh about this for a while. Bonbon paused for a moment, giving the unicorn her hooves a questioning look. Is she smiling? She thought to herself. She shouldn't be smiling if that monster hurt her like she said he did. Hey, you're thinking about it in the wrong way. Bethany looked over her friend, trying to find any signs of where she might have gotten hurt, but she couldn't see anything. Her body was as perfect as it always was, but her lovely makeup that she worked so hard on was gone. There was also something else about Lyra that was different. It was her scent. Her natural minty scent was a lot stronger now, and there was something else mixed with it, something that she couldn't place it. It wasn't a bad odor, just foreign and overpowering. Whatever it was overwhelming her senses as it mixed with Lyra's strong musk, to the point that she couldn't help but scrunch up her face a little. She let go of her friend and stepped back, covering her snout with a hoof. She wanted to stop the strong smells from tickling her nose so much. Yeah, that's the humans. Lyra, you're really stinking right now, she pointed out, trying not to sound too offensive. Yeah, sorry, Lyra apologized, sheepishly rubbing the back of her head with a hoof. I haven't taken a shower yet, she said, giving the mirror an awkward smile. Bonbon wanted to ask about that new smell that was on her, but she was more curious about how she lost all her makeup. Why would she take it off? She dropped her hoof that was covering her nose and looked at the unicorn's natural features one more time before she asked her question. Lyra, what happened to your makeup? My makeup? Lyra asked, looking slightly confused, forgetting that she went to Chris's house all groomed up and proper. Oh yeah, she said, finally remembering. Sorry, Bonnie, Chris took it off me, she explained, drawing little circles into the ground with her hooves, becoming quite shy all of a sudden. She's embarrassed about it. She doesn't want to talk about it. It's all the way he said it, like, yeah. He took it off you? Bonbon questioned, feeling quite perplexed. Why in all of Equestria would he do something like that? She asked in a slightly angry tone. Bonbon worked so hard to make Lyra look on her best, and he just took it all off. Lyra laughed nervously, looking down at the floor, a little trying to hide the blush on her face as she recalled her love's wonderful words before he wiped her makeup away. Well, you see, she started to explain. Come on, Bonbon. Lyra. Come on, Lyra. Well, you see, she started to explain, smiling to herself. He said he wanted to see the natural me while she paused, thinking of how she could best explain what happened. Well, she continued standing up, making a lewd gesture with her hooves by bumping them together, you know, she added. Bonbon just stared at the unicorn and bumped hooves. I thought you said he didn't have hooves, she asked, tilting her head to the side. Lyra wasn't making any sense at all. Oh, come on, Bonbon, come on, you know. Lyra slapped her hoof to her forehead, sighing loudly. Maybe I should just start from the beginning. Lithmer just stared at her. Yes, please. I would really like to know what happened, she said, sounding worried again. I love it. She's worried for... Why is she worried? Like, he thinks she's gonna hurt her? When, like he said before, he wouldn't want to hurt her at all. Like if he hurt her in some way, she's gonna make it up for her. Well, that's the expression I got. I'm not sure what you guys got from it. I ran how deeply. Okay, so I was right inside of Chris's house with him, just being all confused at how fancy I was and stuff. You know, with my mane all brushed up and makeup you helped me with. Bonbon nodded in understanding, showing Lyra that she was paying attention. I was so scared you wouldn't even believe it, but I pulled myself together, Lyra exclaimed, holding a proud hoof to her chest, taking a more heroic pose for a short while before continuing her story. I gave him the flowers like we planned, and at first I thought it worked, she added excitedly, but then he thought I just wanted him to make me rose dinner or something. Lyra huffed in a slight annoyance, remembering how clueless Chris was at the time. You thought you wanted him to make you a rose dinner? Bonbon asked, raising her eyebrow a little at that. I thought you said those were a symbol of love or something, you know, from his old world. You didn't get that? She asked. No, he didn't get it at all. I was so broken-hearted after that. It was terrible, Lyra said, looking a little saddened by the memory. Well then, what happened? Is that when he hurt you? Bonbon asked, sounding worried again. No, but I knew then what I had to do. She continued with the determined look on her face. I had to just tell him how I felt. Nothing else was working, so I told him everything, Lyra exclaimed, stretching her hooves out in a big arc, symbolizing how much she told him. Then he kind of went silent for like a long time. He wouldn't say anything to me, like he didn't like what I told him. I was about to give up and come home, but before I could leave, he just reached out and grabbed me. She continued, pausing for a dramatic effect, looking up to see how her friend was reacting to her story. She didn't get hurt, god damn it. He didn't get hurt. Fuck you. Bonbon just stared at her with unblinking wide eyes. Well, did he hurt you after that? She asked in an agitated tone, wanting Lyra to continue her story. Lyra bit her lip, trying to contain her excitement about what she was going to tell her friend next, but she couldn't hold it back. He kissed me, Bonnie! She exclaimed loudly, jumping up in excitement. Bonbon's pupils dialed into little dots as the shock of the new information hit her. He kissed you? Bonbon shouted, jumping back in disbelief. But you said he just went silent for a long time. I know, and I was freaking out. I love Lyra's excitement about this, because it's her dream. And it came true. I love it. So it was his dream too, but you know, we're not in his life. We're in Lyra's life at the moment. I know, and I was freaking out, Lyra explained, trying to keep herself from jumping around too much. But he kissed me, and then he told me he felt the same. He loves me. She scored happily, shuffling her hooves up and down in rapid succession, unable to hold back her excitement. Bonbon sat back on her haunches with her mouth agape. You're serious? She asked flatly. Lyra just shook her head up and down enthusiastically. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Oh, Bonnie, it was amazing. She shouted as her thoughts drifted back to that moment. But wait, what about the makeup? You said he took it off you. Why did he do that? Bonbon asked, rubbing her forehead with a hoof, still trying to make sense of all this new information. Lyra stopped her excited outburst, blushing a little. Well, you see, she cleared her throat a little before continuing. You said you wanted to see the real me when we... She paused, briefly blushing a little deeper before continuing, made love. I like how made love is like so tiny, the font so tiny, but it's like made love. But it's made love right there. She said in a soft voice that could rival Fluttershy. Bonbon lifted her ear up a little higher, tilting her head to her... Bonbon lifted her ear up a little higher, tilting her head to hear better. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. When you, she asked. Lyra coughed, clearing her throat again before giving her friend a more serious look. Made love, she said in a flat, calm voice. What? Bonbon yelled in shock, jumping up on all four legs. You two had sex? She yelled out in a shock. This couldn't be true. The human actually wanted to be with a pony? There was no way. It had to be a lie. Oh, sweet Luna, did we ever? Lyra responded in a dreamy daze again, letting her excitement of the past events take hold of her again. We made love all night, Bonnie. It was wonderful, she said happily. And that's why I'm hurting, Lyra added with a nervous laugh. I'm still a little sore from everything we did last night, she admitted, pointing to her backside with a hoof. Ew, Lyra, Bonbon responded in disgust. That pony didn't know a lot about stallions in that way, but she knew enough to know that Lyra had to be lying. She knew that it was hard to find a stallion partner that could last longer than a few minutes, let alone all night. At least that's what Berry Punch tells her. She's only been with one stallion, and he was... Bonbon. He's a human being. He's a different species. Don't you dare compare the pony stallion to a male from another world. Or a different species. Bonbon shuddered at the unwanted memory. She shook her head, getting herself back on track. Lyra, you can't be serious all about all this. You mean to tell me you two did stuff all night? She asked, not believing anything the unicorn was telling her. Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself, Lyra exclaimed happily, and his dick had this cute pink helmet on it. She blurted out, overcome with excitement. Bonbon just blinked a few times, not really sure if she heard the unicorn right. I'm sorry, what? Lyra continued, not hearing her question. Oh, and you wouldn't believe what he can do with those wonderful fingers of his. He used them to pinch one of my nipples, and then he... Lyra Heartstrings! Bonbon blushed brightly, shining over the unicorn's voice, drowning out whatever it was she was going to say. She didn't want to hear the end of the sentence. Lyra didn't seem to notice her friend's disapproval and continued, but that wasn't even the best part. Once he got those amazing digits of his inside of my mare bits, he started to... Lyra, gross! Bonbon shouted even louder, slamming her head to the floor, pulling her ears down with her hooves, trying to keep the lewd things Lyra was spewing out from entering her mind. It worked, but it seemed like Lyra was still talking about what happened between them. Her lips kept moving as she made weird gestures in the air with her hooves. She didn't seem to realize that Bonbon's head was pressed into the floor with her ears pulled down. After a while, Bonbon took a chance to let go of her right ear to hear if her friend was still talking about the dirty things she did with the human. And then he came like a gallon into my mouth, and it tasted really nice and salty, but I swallowed. Bonbon placed a hoof over her friend's mouth, stopping the obscene things that kept pouring out. Lyra looked up at her scowling friend, smiling around her hoof a little. This bunny glared back at her with an annoyed expression. I get it, Lyra, that's enough, she deadpan, taking her hoof away from the unicorn's lips. Lyra gave her an innocent smile. Sorry, Bonnie, I guess I got a little carried away. You sure did, girl. You sure did. Bonbon sighed. So that's why you never came home last night. You were being intimate with your human friend, she asked. I was up all night worried sick, you know, she added in a tight voice. Lyra laughed earnestly. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bonnie, and it's a cult friend now, she corrected it happily. I would have come back, but we just got caught up in the moment, she tried to explain. I didn't mean to make you worry us so much, she added, looking a little down. I'm feeling terrible for making her friend stress out so much. And you're telling me the truth about all this? He didn't seriously hurt you in any way? Bonbon asked in a worried tone. Well, I might have a little limp for a while, but other than that, no, Lyra joked, giving Bonbon a wide grin. Bonbon glared back at the unicorn, furrowing her brow in anger. Lyra said, No, Bonnie. Wait, what? Lyra joked, giving Bonbon a wide grin. Bonbon glared back at the unicorn, furrowing her brow in anger. Lyra said, No, Bonnie, he didn't hurt me, and I'm telling you the truth about everything. Bonbon let out a long sigh of relief. She must be telling her the truth about all this. That would explain the mystery scent that was mixed with hers. It must belong to that human, but at least she was home again and wasn't seriously hurt. That's when he reached a hoof out, pulling her friend into another hug, this time a more loving and gentle one. Oh, Lyra, I was so worried about you, she admitted with a sad tone, nuzzling the side of her cheek. Hey, it's okay, Bonnie, I'm fine, really, Lyra reassured, embracing the hug, wrapping a hoof around her friend. I know, I'm just so relieved, Bonbon said, squeezing the unicorn a little tighter. Lyra smiled, leaning into Bonbon, taking a moment to enjoy their hug before breaking it off and taking a step back. I won't make you worry about me like that ever again, I promise, she reassured her distraught friend. But he loves me, Bonnie. Chris said he loves me just as much as I love him, and I never would have known that if it wasn't for your help, she added happily. Bonbon smiled brightly at her friend. She was truly happy for her, even if she didn't really understand how she could love that human. Still, it was nice to see her friend finally find a cult friend, even if she just ended up heartbroken in the future. When she finally saw that a relationship like this could never last, but Bonbon couldn't let Lyra know that's what she truly thought. Now wasn't the time for that. For now, Lyra was happy and safe, and that's all that mattered. Lyra did end up with a broken heart. She would be there for her. And if Lyra did end up with a broken heart, she would be there for her no matter what. Chris isn't really too keen on other ponies, and vice versa. So Lyra, pretty sure, is just gonna become love of his life. So Bonbon, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself real hard, please. Go fuck yourself. Don't want that shit to last. Fuck you. I'm so happy for you, Lyra. Now you can start growing that family you always wanted, Bonbon said, smiling brightly. Even if she didn't really believe her own words, she didn't want to spoil Lyra's big moment. Yeah, about that, Lyra said, laughing nervously. Bonbon raised her eyebrow at the unicorn. Listen, Bonnie, Lyra started to say, looking away from her friend slightly as her cheeks turned into a more rosy color. You know I care about you a lot, right? Bonbon nodded in response. But of course, and I care deeply for you, she replied truthfully with a gentle smile, not knowing where her friend was going with this. This is that hurt moment. That is this. I know where this is going. Oh, I can't wait for it. It's not like such a little girl, but I love it. And we have been really close friends for a long time now, like really close. Lyra continued, looking back into Bonbon's eyes with a more loving and knowing expression. Bonbon giggled at that, blushing a little. Yeah, she admitted softly. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, now that I have a cult friend, I was wondering if you would like to. Lyra paused to take in a deep breath. Join my family, she asked, exhaling slowly. Damn. Bonbon's eyes widened and her mouth fell open. Lyra, you want me to join your herd? She asked, aghast, holding a hoof to her chest. Well, of course I do, Bonnie. I know you would be perfect too. Lyra paused, gathering her thoughts a little more. What I mean to say is, I love you, Bonbon, and I want to raise a family with you, she expressed warmly, smiling lovingly at the Earth Pony. I got one question about this. Like, I know in the other worlds they get centaurs as, like, you know, kids, which I don't like. But in this current, in this current world, does Chris actually have kids with Lyra? Because they did it raw, basically. Oh, Lyra, Bonbon said in a somewhat saddened tone. She wasn't surprised that Lyra loved her. In fact, she was overjoyed that Lyra could finally say those words openly after all these years. They were always extremely close to each other and even shared a few intimate moments. Okay, more than a few intimate moments, but this wasn't what bothered her. No, it was the fact that Lyra was asking her to start a family with that non-pony. I am honored that you would want me to be a part of your family. Truly I am. And you know that I always loved you, but I just can't do that with him, she stated flatly. Lyra was expecting this answer. Listen, I know you don't really understand him, but you have to believe in me, Bonnie. He's right for you. I know you both really well now, and I can tell he's a perfect match for both of us. You just have to give him a chance, and I know you will find love with him like I did. She explained softly, looking deeply into Bonbon's cerulean colored eyes. He's a really nice stallion, like we could end up spending the rest of our lives with, Lyra added with confidence in her voice. Bonbon let out a heavy sigh. I know he's nice to you, Lyra, but he's nice to every pony, Lyra blurted out in Chris's defense. Bonnie, I know he's different than us, but he's a stronger stallion than most. You have to trust me here. Just give him a chance and you'll see, Lyra begged. Lyra, Bonbon said, letting out an exhausted sigh, still feeling tired from her unexpected all-nighter. He's just not a real stallion, she countered. She didn't want to say these next words to Lyra, but she had to make a point. And I'm sorry, but you just can't really have a family with some pony like him. We wouldn't be able to have any foes of our own with him, she added with a somber tone. She didn't want to point out that painful fact and crush her friend's dreams of creating a family with a human, but it was the truth. But we can, Lyra almost shouted. Bonbon just gave her a cheesy look. I thought about all that stuff, and I found a way we can do that with him, Lyra explained. And that is? Bonbon asked, curiously raising an eyebrow at the unicorn. Well, you remember that herd with the griffin in it? Lyra asked. Bonbon thought back for a moment. Yes, I think I do remember hearing about a herd like that, she recalled. There's always like something here with a griffin and pony mixed, which that species is now a part of the show. Not sure where that came from, but well, did you know that the Pegasus mare of that herd tried to have a foal with him? Do you know what they did? Lyra asked again. No, honestly, I have no idea, Bonbon replied. They went to Princess Cadence. She used a special spell that helped them to successfully give birth to a healthy Pegasus colt, Lyra said with a bright smile. Really? Oh, of course, the Princess of Love got the answers, of course. Really? Bonbon asked, not really believing her friend's words. Yeah, the colt is still around today and is doing well. He's growing up to be a perfectly normal Pegasus with his family right now, Lyra explained, smiling brightly. Cadence's spell uses traits from both parents, but the foal won't have any abnormalities or defects because the offspring will take after its mother, so we can do the same thing with Chris, and our little filly or colt will be a pony like us. Lyra continued, unable to hide the excitement in her voice, thinking that she might have convinced her friend. Bonbon just gave her a puzzled look. Lyra, if this is true, then how come I haven't heard of this? Well, it happened in the Crystal Empire, so no pony down here really heard about it. I had to do some digging and to find out what really happened, but it's all true, Lyra said with a wide smile. Bonbon just shook her head before responding. We don't even know if Cadence's magic would work on the human. You told me yourself that your own magic acts funny when you use it on him. But I got better at it. Now, I hardly had to... But I got better. Wait, what? But I got better at it. Now I hardly have to concentrate. When I use magic on him, Lyra countered. Bonbon let out a heavy sigh. Don't you see, Lyra? You have to concentrate just to have little spells affect him. Don't you think a spell like the one you're talking about would be 100 times more difficult, even if it's coming from an alicorn princess, like Princess Cadence? Yeah, but Bonbon, just accept this, goddammit, man. She wants you to, goddammit. And not only that, but Griffins and Pegasi are already pretty similar to each other, so that could have helped the success of the spell. Your human on the other hoof is so different from us that there might be no way of telling how the spell would affect the fool, and that's if the spell even works at all. Bonbon continued to interrupt Lyra. But you're crushing her dreams right now, Bonbon. Fuck you. Fuck you. And do you even know if the princess would be okay with you and the human wanting to do something like that? Would they even be okay with your union? Bonbon interrupted Lyra again, raising her voice slightly and quickly becoming annoyed that this conversation has gone as long as it has. Why would they be against it? Ponies marry into other species all the time, Lyra countered, and if it meant I could have a happy family with Chris, and I would ask the princess to help us 100 times over, she added proudly, stomping a hoof on the ground. And even if the spell doesn't work or Cadence won't help us, we can still be a happy family, she said in a softer tone, drooping her head down a little, knowing that she wasn't going to win this debate. Bonbon rubbed her temple with a hoof. As a headache started to accumulate deep in her mind, she stopped rubbing and took a deep, calming breath before speaking. But I want a little filial coat one day, Lyra. You know it's not fair to me if there's no guarantee that we can have a healthy foal with him. You might be okay with just growing old with the human, but I need to have the option of becoming a mother one day, Bonbon stressed in a somber tone. But it's not just that. He's not even a real pony. I was raised in a traditional herd, one with 2 mares and a stallion, and a real stallion, and that's what I want in my family, she stated, trying to keep her composure. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at this shit. But Lyra stammered, trying to come with a good defense, but she couldn't think of anything. You just have to give him a chance, Bonnie, Lyra whimpered, splitting her ears back, trying to hold back her tears. She knew that convincing Bonbon would be a challenge, but she held on to the hope that she would at least try to make it work with Chris. But that hope was slowly dying the longer they talked. Bonbon quickly picked up on the sadness in Lyra's tone. She approached her, taking the unicorn into another hug, nuzzling her cheek a little before speaking. Listen, Lyra, I know you really love him, and I am happy that you could find that special some pony. But he's just not the stallion for me, he said, hugging her friend. Lyra leaned into the hug, nuzzling her back. But I will be even happier with you by my side, Bonnie, she cried softly, still trying to hold back her tears. Bonbon broke the hug to look into her friend's eyes with a bright smile. I'm not going anywhere, you silly pony, she pointed out in a loving tone. You always have me by your side as a loving friend, she added. Besides, you've only officially been with him for, what, a day now? Don't you think you're putting your cart before the pony? Bonbon teased with a giggle. Lyra looked up at her friend, smiling a little, blinking away her tears, keeping her eyes laid back. Yeah, I guess I did kind of jump at the bed a little too soon, she admitted. Typos! See, don't you think you should just take this time to enjoy your new cult friend all by yourself? Bonbon teased, sticking her tongue out at the unicorn a little. Lyra said, but smiled a little more, starting to feel a little better. Yeah, she agreed weakly. I would like to enjoy him with you, though, she added, barely above a whisper, looking away from Bonbon. Bonbon could barely hear what she said, but she did hear it. She wanted to say that there were plenty of other mares out there, but something stopped her from saying that. For some reason, the idea of her looking for a different mare for her family made her sick to her stomach, but she knew it was selfish of her to think that way. She decided to just ignore what Lyra said for now and try to change the subject to a more cheery topic. You just said no to joining her herd that she probably has planned for you to be in. And that was probably one of her dreams. Now you crushed that dream. So tell me how you think she feels right now. Hey, listen, since you're back home now, I could really use some help wrapping all these bonbons. I made this morning, she said with a joyful smile. You can even have a couple if you like. I know they're your favorites, she added in a sing-song voice. Lyra brightened up at this, smiling more to her friend. That does sound nice, Lyra said in a slightly more cheerful tone. I knew you would like that, and you can tell me more about what happened while we work, Bonbon added, sounding happier now that she was able to cheer up her gloomy friend and change subject. She turned and started to make her way back into the kitchen where she had left her work. Come on, I got the bonbons already on the counter. Lyra followed slowly behind her friend, dragging her hooves a little as she walked. I can't stay too long. I have to shower, and I told Chris I'd be back in a little while. He said he wanted to take me out to dinner and go see that circus that was in town, Lyra explained, keeping her head down a little. Hearing that made Bonbon's heart sink. She didn't really give it any thought until just now, but she might not get to see Lyra as much anymore now that she was with the human. It was pretty depressing, though. Just join the herd. Just join it. Just join her little family that she wants. Come on. Oh, well, that's okay. It shouldn't take too long with that lovely magic of yours, Bonbon replied, looking over her shoulder at Lyra, trying to hide the distraught in her face. Yeah, Lyra replied with a somber tone, still keeping her head down, following behind Bonbon. Suddenly, the unicorn stopped in her tracks as an idea popped into her mind. Her ears perked up as a wide smile started to appear on his lips. That's it, she said softly to herself. Okay, Lyra, what the fuck? Bonbon stopped and turned around to face her friend with a puzzled expression. What's it? She asked. Chris could help us with his hands. That way we can get it done fast, and I can take my shower. Then Chris and I can just head for the restaurant when the work is done. Yeah, I'll go get him, Lyra exclaimed, dashing back to the front door. He would love to help too. Bonbon's eyes widened in panic. She didn't like this idea at all. What? Lyra, no, wait, Then Then they can finally start meeting each other and become friends. It's perfect. Then Bonnie will see the truth. She said more to herself than to Bonbon. Lyra, wait! Bonbon shouted to the unicorn, trying to catch her before she galloped out the door. It's okay, Bonnie. I'll be back in 5 minutes. She shouted back to her friend as she galloped past the door. Lyra, I don't want him to. Bonbon tried to reason with the mirror, but he was interrupted by the door slamming in her face. Lyra was too excited about her plan to get her two love interests to know each other. But that she didn't even realize Bonbon was trying to stop her. Yeah, she loves it. Bonbon tried to reason. Okay, I already read that. The Earth Pony tried to open the door as fast as her hooves would let her, but it was too late. Lyra was already bounding towards Chris's home, and it was too far away for her to hear anything she said. Bonbon let out a heavy sigh, turning around and slowly making her way back into her home. She wasn't happy about the human coming over to help with her work. She wouldn't be able to avoid him that easily now. The thought actually scared the mare a little. He was such a tall thing, and those creepy, spattery-looking hand things always sent chills down her spine. She hoped that this wouldn't be a regular thing, but from the way Lyra was so determined for them to become friends, she figured this would be the last time she would have to see the human. She figured this wouldn't be the last time she would have to see the human. Too bad for you. Your best friend loves him, so she is gonna bring him around once in a while. Fuck you. The Earth Pony sat down in the middle of her living room. She took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. There is no way in Tartarus I would ever be friends with that thing, she thought to herself. Well, fuck you, Bonbon. This is what I hate. This is what I hated about Rarity and that other fucking thing. Alright, what author's note? That's the end. So this is the point where I tell you guys that Lyra's confession has come to an end, but Bonbon's conversion, if that's what I'm going to call it, begins. If this is something you guys are interested in, you can like, comment, and subscribe, or you can email me at email. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my first time trying to do something like this. I'm not really a writer or storyteller, and I don't claim to be, but I had a lot of fun working on this, and I would like to keep this going a little long with a sequel that dives into Bonbon's struggle with all this. I would also like to take this time to thank the people that helped me edit this. So thank you to Alcatraz, Jarhead, HME, and Alternate Realities. Also a big thanks to my buddy, I don't know, Mephisto Killer, who helped me the most with this. You guys should spam his page, cause he made sure my ideas weren't too stupid. As an example for this chapter, my original idea for the birth spell was just going to be Lyra reading about it in a book in Twilight's library, but Mephisto was all like, nah man, that's overdone. You got to go get Cadence in on that and explain it more with, which I think, I like what it is, witch is spelled like evil witch, not like witch. I really think helped the story, and I guess I should thank 10-hour mix of Sotic music for helping me write this. Goddamn. Oh, can't wait to read the sequel for this. Puss, that was Puss author's note. So this was his first story, which not too shabby, I would say myself. But you did all have a lot of help, I would say also. Anyways, Bonbon's Acceptance is the next story. So technically there's 10 stories in this whole series. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, listening, doing it, guys. And I'll see you guys in Bonbon's Acceptance. Goodbye. What's up, man? Right.
Yeah.
I'm glitching
Yeah,
up. Glitching out here.
Yeah, on top.
Right. Sounds like a plan for tonight.
Whoa! God! It's not the time.
It's never the time.